Emily in the chat.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to introduce everyone. My name is Vanessa. I want to welcome y'all to the BB Circle Chats. I am your host tonight. I'm also a website designer and a business coach for moms. Kay, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, I'm Kat. I'm a digital design strategist and the owner and CEO of Siren by Design, where I work with service-based business owners and creative entrepreneurs to help bring their ideas to life in the form of branding, websites, marketing materials, you name it. If it's digital and you need help figuring it out, I got you.
Hi, I'm Julia Spector, and I'm a creative marketing specialist and web designer. I work with coaches and other fellow creative entrepreneurs, as well as nonprofits and larger organizations on marketing efforts, social media, branding, etc. And I'm going to be launching a course.
Okay. And then I'm Jazz. I am a foreign language specialist. Our organization mainly works with a specific purpose, whether it be to obtain international opportunities, no matter what that looks like. And also we're just basically here to promote foreign language education.
Yes, love that. Thank you for the wonderful, amazing intros, ladies. And I want to again welcome everybody to the BB Circle Chats. As you are coming into the circle, make sure that you drop your name and where you are checking in from. We love to get a feel for where everyone's coming in from. And I just want to, give y'all a shout out. I'm hoping to see, some faces that I know. I invited a lot of people tonight, so we'll see. But with that being said, I really want to talk about this theme, this theme of lead. In the BB Collective, that is our focus for February. Every month we have a different theme. Again, it's lead for this month. So as we grow, our businesses over time, we start to develop an audience, start to develop a following, we grow our client base, we start to really come into our own alignment with ourselves and start to develop our brand voice and position ourselves in our industry. And we're also, probably going to be hiring, probably going to be growing a team, okay? And today, I really want us to discuss, what is your unique value proposition and how can you become more proactive versus reactive in your business as a leader? These are just some of the topics that we are touching on in the BB Collective this month. So we decided that it would be amazing to really just, bust the conversation wide open here in the Circle Chats. Y'all are going to get behind the scenes look into all 4 of our businesses. We're going to tell you about what's going on with us. And make sure that you stay until the end so that you can learn about a special freebie from Jazz Cole. And this is just for our Circle Chat viewers. So this is an exclusive. Somebody type exclusive in the chat, okay? So ladies, let's just jump right into it. The BB Collective Book Club this month is reading Own the Room, Discover Your Signature Voice to Master Your Leadership Presence. This book was written by Amy Jen Sue and Amy Jen Sue and Muriel Magnan Wilkins. So as always, I'm going to be opening up with a quote. Y'all ready?
Let's go.
Okay. That's what I like to hear. So the quote starts with, you need to exude leadership presence as well. Leadership presence is the ability to consistently and clearly articulate your value proposition while influencing and connecting with others. So with that being said, I would like to know from y'all, my fabulous co-hosts, what is your unique value proposition? And I'm gonna throw it right to you, Kay.
For me, I would say my unique value proposition would be when it comes to working with my clients, I like to make things as easy as possible for them. Design should be fun. It shouldn't be stressful. It shouldn't be overwhelming. That's why I'm there to help. There to help you figure out your website and get it all done for you. So I make sure that whenever I'm onboarding a new client, that I'm giving them forms that they're going to be answering questions that I've already anticipated for them to be asking me later, or things that I'm going to need later. Because the worst thing is to like have to run back and forth and be like, oh yeah, just wait a minute, I forgot, I totally forgot, I also need this, or oh my god, we didn't get the pictures for this, right? So I have different questionnaires, documents, and forms that just really help to guide that process much more easier. And then I'm also there to like answer any questions they may have, and then they get three full days of unlimited edits once their website's complete, which is also like a really nice thing to have, just to kind of make everything easier on them so they don't have to stress and be like, oh no, I forgot about this. And then, they, instead of having to pay for it, it's already included, because I know you're going to show it to your friends. I know you're going to show it to your family. And I know you're going to want everybody's input. So I've anticipated that. And I bring stuff like that into my business to kind of make it easier on my clients. So yeah, just making it easier on my clients would be my unique value proposition. That, and I'm a pretty awesome designer, if I do say so myself.
Yes, I love that. So yeah, customer service, wrapped up in a bow, with your unique special sauce. I like that.
Thank you.
Yes, Julia, how about yourself?
Yeah.
What is your unique value proposition?
Yeah, for sure. I love that, Kat, because I know it's so important to focus on really the other person who you are supporting. And I feel like for me, it's really providing a unique perspective and insight when I'm connecting with somebody. I think I have a really great way, especially when I'm connecting one-to-one in consultation calls, really coaching them, seeing exactly what they would need or what will really take them to the next level, seeing what those holes are, seeing how I can fill that, and really uniquely tailoring whatever experience or whatever they're looking for in the offer or package that I'm structuring. And I'm really excited in my course that I have not announced the name just yet. I'm going to be supporting people in this one-to-one coaching space, as well as in a group coaching space as well. So I'm really excited about that. And I feel like just really understanding what your client is looking for and creating that offer. And I know that I have a really wide variety of different skills, from video editing to graphic design, branding, social media. Like, I have worked with so many different organizations and large companies in these spaces. I have a lot of experiences that I bring to the table. And so really pulling on all of my different past experiences to help future clients is something that I feel is unique. And all of our experiences are unique to us.
That's right. That's right. Sounds like you are really aligned with what your process is, Julia. And I love that. I love that so much for you. And I can't wait to see, your process just grow, everything grow. Because I know that you're working a day job as well, right? On top of running your business. So there's a lot of moving pieces. So to see your growth, I'm so happy. I'm so proud for you. So especially with this course coming.
Yeah,
like,
I know. I'm so excited. I know.
Right.
I feel like, yeah.
Okay. I just want to say hi to Emily. Emily says hi in the chat. We see you. I'm so happy that you're here. Everybody else who's coming into the room or catching the replay, drop your name and where you are checking in from, okay? Okay, so I feel like, I'm going to answer this myself. My unique value proposition would definitely have to be fun in the sun. I'm the founder of Sunny Days Creative Studio. And I found that when I was working with my clients and my students on creating websites that sell and letting them, know that their website should be, along with their email marketing system, should be like their biz bestie or like the dream partner that the dream business partner that they always wanted but never had, right? I always make sure that people aren't working themselves to the bone. Like, life is too short. And I really, really let everybody know that I work with, that it's good to work, but it's also even better to play. I take a lot of walks every morning, basically every morning, and even throughout the day. And anybody who follows me on the gram knows that it doesn't matter if it's 0 degrees outside, doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees outside, okay? I'm having fun in the sun. I'm taking my walks, I'm going to parks, I'm going to beaches, I'm going to sometimes go hiking. Like, I just love nature. I feel like it's very holistically healing for me. And I just learned to just really embrace that. And I bring that into my business. It's actually one of my my pillars for my business. So I do focus on that. And I found that that is unique, because not a lot of people have really used nature or introduced that into their brand pillars. As website designers, you know, as a creative entrepreneur, because we may not have been taught how to. So I actually had to learn how to do that, and learn how to have it be natural, to the point where it was just something that I did. It was a part of me. It was a part of my business. So that's my unique value proposition. And I want to ask you, Jazz, what is your unique value proposition?
I feel like sometimes, like, I don't know. I don't know. For this one, I feel like it, especially from a business standpoint, it's more about like the experience that I can give, especially like with students, because everybody has such different goals. I'm so used at this point, I've noticed that I teach a lot of people who are they're basically all adults. And, you know, they have different aspirations of how they want to use this language, which is something I really feel like is very, you know, from my experience with tutoring is that you can't tutor everyone the same. As much as like the French language is relatively the same. Of course, things are going to change in the nuances, you know, but you realize that not everyone's going to take in that information the same way. There's sometimes, like, I was working with a student last night, and she really wanted to focus more on present tense. She's like, this is something I really struggle with. So my thing is, being able to be prepared enough, because you never know what kind of things that, you know, like every student is different. So like being prepared to say, okay, I can shift and teach you this, or focus more on this, because it allows them to have more of like, oh, they're paying attention to my needs. Every single student press. Like with every student, I make, okay, this is where we left off. This is what they did in terms of, like, I noticed that they really nailed this topic. So next week, we're going to move on to this. And then sometimes I will note, okay, what are we going to do for next week? Because that way, for me, I know, I mean, I have a library of materials. Like I said, I've built this library over time. So, okay, I know we're going to focus on this. I already have materials. I know what I'm going to use. I don't have to spend as much time prepping. It's more of like, I come in, I know you, I look at your progress sheet. I know where you've been. I know who I'm dealing with. So, you know, I don't know. I just feel like everyone wants to feel special. I like to feel special sometimes, as much as like, I sometimes feel like I'm a little too humble, but sometimes, you know, I do want to feel special, and I feel like everyone else would want to feel the same.
Mm-hmm. I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, I feel like with language, you know, teaching language, it can be tricky sometimes when people are coming in at different levels, right? But you found a way, Jazz, to really tailor, you know, the experience, and makes me want to sign up to learn how to speak French with you, because I would love to be over in some French speaking countries, or, you know, overseas. Mm-hmm. Yes. Does everyone else have anything to say? Anything else to
I
add?
think that's it. Yeah, I think just really focusing on the other person. I think that is really key. Like exactly what you said, Jazz, making them feel special, making them feel unique, acknowledging them like on their birthdays, on different occasions, on different things, really making that unique customer experience in any way or client experience in any way that you can. And really, instead of focusing on yourself and even in social media and marketing materials and different things, it's really important in everything we do to focus on the other person and really making someone else feel that you really care about them, which obviously you do really care about them, but just being really intentional about the way you do it.
Yeah, Julia, I really love that because like it's so true. Like there's 1,000,007 other service providers out
Mhm,
there. Like there's billions of people on the
mhm,
internet, right? And they're specifically choosing you to
mhm,
work with you for what it is you do and what you bring to the table. And it's so important to never forget that and
Mhm.
always hold them up and make them feel special because you wouldn't be where you are without them. And
mhm,
it's so true.
mhm,
Mhm. And
Yeah.
I usually feel like it mostly has to like, especially like with every student, is like I try to make sure that if I'm giving feedback, like, oh, you did really, I don't want to give generic feedback. You want like because I'm monitoring, oh, great job today. It's like, okay, I noticed your pronunciation is very good. That's something you do really well. I noticed we're probably gonna have to focus maybe more on this and whenever it's just I'm very specific. So it's like, okay, I know what I did correctly and I know what I need to work on. And it kind of feels more of like I have a holistic approach or idea of where I'm at. Because when you're making progress, it's like as a student, I've had students where they're like, I have no idea. Like I think I'm doing okay. But I'm like, someone just reinforced and said, I'm doing good in this area. I need to work on this area. And that sometimes that's what people really need, especially when they're trying to acquire new skills. So, I mean, on the aspect of, oh, Kat, are you gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say, don't you speak like 10 different languages?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fluent in the first four. The first four. It really depends
Only
on
4?
which one I need. It really depends on like which ones I need the most.
Right,
Like French,
right.
because I'm so used to speaking that and teaching that more than anything else. Of course, that's the strongest one. But I will say, like as it goes down, like I'm less like Dutch. It's like my seventh language. That one I'm more receptive. Like I can understand it a lot more than I can speak it because Dutch is very similar to German. So the crossovers are very similar. So my main thing is that I don't really specialize in anything relating to like Asian languages or like anything like in like the Eastern European languages because I'm kind of slowly trying to make my way over because I'm basically focusing on the ones that relate to what I already speak because it makes it easier to learn. Like Spanish, that's easier to learn because it's similar to French. German is similar to English, and eventually kind of just move, across the globe. So I'm like really interested in asking and posing the question of like, if you could speak 2 or more languages, how would that really change how you run your business?
Ooh,
So,
good
That's a good
question,
one.
Jazz.
so from my perspective, obviously, because I am surrounded by international education, that's what I do. But I mean, I know that the experiences that I've had, like this whole organization would never exist if I'd never studied in Paris. That was something I remember eating baby food. Every time I see beach nut baby food, I remember because that's what I was eating so I could save, so I could afford that trip. And because, like I told you last week, I was on track to being a fashion designer, but being the only student on that trip who spoke fluent French and seeing how different that made that difference made for me compared to the other students of the connections I made. Like someone made a joke with me. We were touring this atelier with this guy. He was like the 4th generation to own it. And, they do stuff for like fashion week and stuff. And it's like for him to like be like, oh my gosh, American, you speak my language. Let me like talk to you and like make a joke. And I'm like, I didn't understand fully everything, 100%, but I knew enough to understand, oh, he's making a joke, those relationships, especially on a professional level, depending on what kind of clientele that I really want to work with, it makes a big difference in that aspect for me. So I'm like really wanting to know what it would be like for you.
Yeah, I think that was a really great point, what you said at the very end about relationships and connecting, circling back to connecting with people, making other people feel special. I think for me, is I have worked with a lot of international clients, lots of Dutchies actually. And if I spoke the language, I feel like maybe I would be able to connect on a more personable level. Like even though they're fully fluent in English, I think it would just make such a difference, and it'd be very interesting if I was fluent in their language, like they're fluent in my language. I think that would be very meaningful and significant. I'm also really interested in traveling a lot more international and becoming more global. I'm looking into planning a retreat in Portugal, and if I could speak Portuguese, I think that would make such a difference being there. And so I think there's just so many different applications where it would be really beneficial, like even like not necessarily me being fluent, but just having some kind of baseline knowledge and ways of like communicating. I think that would be very significant for me in my business.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's awesome. And yeah, like a getaway, a retreat in Portugal, speaking Portuguese, that would be amazing. For me, it's really hard to answer this question. I'm not exactly sure how I would run my business if I could speak two languages. I'm currently trying to learn Italian. My cousin and a friend of mine, they're both very, very Italian, and they speak Italian all the time. And I'm just over there like, see, right? So they've decided that, you know what, like I am Italian, but I just don't speak it. So it's time for me to speak it. But I think if I were to speak a different language within my business, I might be more inclined to just like pack up my laptop and, you know, head to the south of Italy and, you know, kick it there for a while, create a few websites and make some different connections with other clients that I may not have been able to work with before because that communication wasn't there. But that for me is a hard question to answer, babe. But I guess that's what I would do. What about you, V?
Oh gosh, let's see. There's two things. So first, I would open up all of my meetings with speaking different languages. I had a mentor when I started community college who would do this. And I just thought it was so cool. So he would say, "Allo, hola, ni hao, let's see, bonjour." You know, like I would just open up in like all the languages, like for the meetings. And I feel like that would definitely bring a smile to my prospective clients and prospective students when I'm on the call with them, because I know it can be nerve-wracking to jump on a video call for the first time with someone that you don't even personally know, right? So I would definitely do that because I already opened up my meetings by connecting with whoever is in the room or who is on the call. So that's the first thing that I would do. So I would do that. The second thing is I always wanted to go to West Africa, well, like go more so to like Lagos, Nigeria, and do business. I am of African descent. I come from slavery here in the United States of America. My ancestors were enslaved. This goes all the way back to 1800s. So I lost a lot of my familial connections. A lot of their paperwork was destroyed. So I don't really know exactly where in West Africa, like what, I don't even know if I'm like Yoruba or Igbo, like I don't know. And I would love to know that. So if anybody has like any information about how I can get connected to that I would do. And then I would want to learn that language. So I would want to learn a language for business and then a language that would connect me to my roots so that I can then put my family on to business.
You know, I love that you said that because I remember when I was in Germany and I was having dinner with a family friend, and her stepdaughter and her boyfriend came over for dinner. And I remember him talking to me, and because he was saying that, he's born in Germany, but his family is from Pakistan. So he was like saying, he's like asking me, he's like, okay, you're American. It's like, okay, well then also you're African American. So where in Africa are you from? And I said, I have no idea. He's like, it's just interesting because he's like, for me, I know like where my family's from. We're from Pakistan. But then he's like, well, it's just interesting, the idea of being in a country where you're so many generations deep that you don't even know where you come from. And I was like, I didn't really think of it that way, but it's like, yeah, it's like, like, especially like when it comes to culture and heritage, that is in a way part of our identity, because I feel like we always should acknowledge where we come from. Because sometimes, especially like if you're looking at like medical history or something like that, it's like knowing like why we are the way that we are, it's part of our identity. So when you're disconnected from that, it's like sometimes it can feel like, who am I? Almost.
Right. And I love that you said that, Jazz, that you kind of had like this aha moment, right? And when it comes to business, you want to show up as your true self, right? So that you can leave. And in order to do that, like you need to feel aligned, but you have to have clarity. And it might not just be like knowing your unique value proposition is really good to know. But how can you get clarity on that if you don't know who you are and how you want to show up in your business? And again, it comes back to your identity, right?
I just want to say in the chat really quick, Emily popped in and she was saying that Jazz, you and Emily should definitely chat in French and German sometime. She'd love to practice with you. And she also thinks it's really interesting to be multilingual and be able to offer your services in multiple languages like that. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
It opens up
I
who you
like
can
that.
So powerful. Somebody drop in the chat, so powerful. I love that. I love that so much. So we are going to move right into the next question that I have for y'all. Ladies, I want to know, like, how do you stop being reactive and start being proactive when it comes to working with clients in your business? Okay.
Oh, wow. I feel like I already answered that. Oh my
You
God.
did a little bit. You did a little bit, but
I did a little bit. Okay. Well, I become reactive by trying to anticipate my clients' needs and just, being there for them and making it as easy as possible. Like my value sales proper. I don't know why I cannot say that word for the life of me. It does not want to come out of my mouth. But that my value sales proposition like is making it fun, making it easy. So like right alongside that, I'm being reactive. I'm being proactive by anticipating their needs and having all those questionnaires, like I mentioned earlier before, ready for them from the get-go, and having those revisions, those 3 days of free revision, unlimited revisions, ready for them, because I know that this is going to come up. So that's how I'm reactive and proactive and helping my clients, saving the world.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit similar, but yeah, I also feel like doing all the prep work in advance and having the set systems in place that will help your clients go through a very smooth journey. And that journey could be different, whether it's like consultations or depending on the package, like what exactly it is. The journey is going to be a little bit different, but making sure that they have that personalized, but at the same time set system or journey that they're going through, and making sure that they really feel acknowledged in everything that they're going through. I've always noticed that like acknowledging the other person is really key, especially when you're a leader, acknowledging what other people are saying. And at the same time, I think that you are also reacting at the same time to what's going on, what the situation is, but being able to react in a proactive way, being able to pivot, make adjustments to what you're doing, and going with the flow at the same time. once
I
your
love
systems and everything's in place.
I love that. I also just want to bring up
Mhm.
the fact that we actually had a master class in the collective on, I think it was
Mhm.
Tuesday, and that was with Tiffany Hoffett. I think I'm saying her name right. And it was all about exactly what Julia was just saying.
Mhm.
It was streamlining your
Mhm.
operations so that you could show up and show out for your clients. And I learned so much from that class. And there is a question for V from the audience. Emily is asking, V, do you have any real life examples of situations when you've been reactive and how you could have been proactive instead?
Oh, Emily is putting your girl on the spot. Okay, come through. Yeah, so real life, oh my gosh. Y'all know I'm a mom, okay? And when I get all frazzled about what's going on in the household, and then I had to jump on a client call, it is so easy for me to carry that energy into the call, which is not a good thing, because I'm going to be so like, in my mom voice. That's not good. They're not my children. They're my prospective clients or my clients, okay? So I have to like, I've done that sometimes, and I've also had clients who have gotten on calls who I'm like, do you want to reschedule? Like, we can reschedule. Like, it's not that big of a deal. I understand that you have a whole life outside of your business, you know. So sometimes I've actually had to reschedule calls after I got on a call to discuss strategy with the client who I was doing blog management for them. And they were based out of Australia. So there's already a huge time difference there. So we had to reschedule a call, and then we also had to cut a call really short. And I was a little upset because I had prepared, like, from I went in, okay, on the strategy, and I was so excited to share everything, but I didn't get to everything. And I could have easily like snapped, like I like do with my children. I don't know if any of y'all out there have children or running the business, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, need I say more? But I it's so easy to carry that energy into my work, and I've had to learn to pause, take a deep breath. Even just thinking about it right now kind of makes me feel like I could be I could be, how can I say this? Like, I could be reactive with that question and lose my train of thought and get anxious and start breathing hard because I feel stressed, you know? So I have to learn to take a deep breath. Sometimes I will light a candle. I'm giving y'all my tips, okay? So if you ever feel, listen, this is exclusive. So if you ever feel like you are dealing with stress in your life and then you have to sign on, you know, jump online and work on your business, it's okay to take a breath, pause, light a candle, go for a walk. What else? Play music. I love to have a dance party of one. Everyone in the collective, BB Collective, knows I'm a Beyonce fan, okay? And she's going on tour, and I already signed up. I'm hoping that my ticket gets pulled for that lottery, okay? If not, y'all will see me crying on the gram about how I did not get picked for the lottery ticket to see Beyonce in concert this summer, okay? That is besides the point. What I'm trying to say really is, you know, take that time for yourself so that you can show up as a leader for your prospective clients, for your students. If, you know, if you're a course creator, just do it, you know, and that is really important because you want to energetically show up as your best.
I
Okay.
really love that. And
Oh,
like
go
as
ahead.
oh no, sorry. I'm like totally resonating with what you're saying. And I'm just like, I also teach yoga, and I feel like there's different energetic practices. If you need to calm down, there's certain energetic practices and breath techniques that are more cooling. And then there's also some breath techniques that are more energizing. So maybe like maybe finding a practice for yourself, one that's calming and then one that's energizing, and then take your pick, whatever you need in the moment. Find different things. Essential oils are really, really, really great for that. I love my diffuser. I love my different essential oils, and each one has a different thing that it does. But yeah, really finding for you, like, what will help you calm down if you need to like chill before you're going to step into a space of leadership. And then if you need to be more energized, maybe dancing with your favorite song or whatever that is that's going to energize you.
I love that, Julia. Even as you're talking, it's making me think about the BB Collective and how we have, we have a hub where there's all types of tools that we could use in our business. And I know that Shay and Cassie had shared with us a tool for gifting our clients, and with, a thank you gift. And in that, there's like it's like a subscription box service. The name of the company escapes me, so if anybody knows, feel free to type that into the chat. But if you join the collective, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And if you're in the collective and you have not checked out this tab, just use a search box, type resources or tools, and it will come up for you. And there's a box where you can order candles, or even like, I believe it might be like some bath bombs, stuff like that, like some really amazing gifts. And if this resonates with you and you are the type of person who likes to really be aware of your energy, this could be also a part of your unique value proposition where, you gift your clients a candle, a diffuser. That's just a suggestion, but, listening to Julia talk, that is what came to me. And I just had to share that with y'all.
There's I think the website you're talking about, like if you're talking about gifting clients, I think it's called Greetable, and I actually had used it this year around the holidays, and I sent my clients like peach Bellini gummies and champagne flavored gummy bears, like congratulating them on the year they've had and just letting them know that they're seen. And I think it's really cool. And if you have clients and you want to show them some appreciation and you're out there, you should definitely check it out. It's super affordable. And it ships in like 3 days. So it was pretty dope considering it was Christmas time. So yeah, definitely recommend. 10 out of 10.
Nice. Now I want to open up the chat. If you have any questions, Emily gave us she gave me, because she put me on the spot, a fabulous question that ties into, how you can be, not be reactive, but be proactive as a leader when it comes to working with your clients and your students and your business. So I really want to know, like, what other questions do y'all have? Like, this is the time. If you are catching the replay, drop your question into the chat box. We would love to answer you. And, in the collective, connect with us as well. Come to the amazing book club meetings that we have. It's every Thursday. Just like, these circle chats are every Thursday as well. The times are different. But I'm so excited to be talking about this theme of lead, as we all are growing over time and we're all developing our signature voice, which is something that we talk about in book club. That's what we're discussing right now. So like these conversations, like, give me life. I'm so excited that we're able to talk about these things in this is a safe space. And, I look forward to it every week. I don't know about y'all ladies, but I know y'all.
Yeah,
I know y'all do. I'm being coy because I don't want to speak for y'all, but no.
Yeah, the call today was great. And we talked about the 5, I believe it was the 5 things that make us unique, and which I don't think I'm phrasing this correct, but the 5 things that make our brand voice, our leadership voice unique, how we show up in leadership. And I thought that was such a powerful exercise. So if anyone wants to put in the chat what their 5 words that would be related to their method of leadership or how they show up as a leader, that was a powerful exercise. I'm like, more people should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
amazing.
What I want to
questions.
Sorry, V, there's no, I don't have any questions for you right now, but what I do want to share is I want to share a little tip with everybody who's out there watching when you're struggling to like find your brand voice and like figure out who you are. I learned this from a pro marketer, friend of mine, and I applied it to my business and I apply it to my clients' businesses now, and it is the coolest freaking thing. So think of your brand as like a celebrity or a person. Okay. If your brand was a celebrity or a person, now the project we were working on together, this specific brand was Idris Elba. He was refined. It was organized. It was trendy, but not over the top. And it's an amazing way to really like look at your brand. For myself, my brand, it's a mix of Jennifer Lawrence and Jennifer Aniston. And if my brand were a person, that's exactly who it would be. It's down to earth. It's funny, right? It's your best friend, right? So what would your brand personalities be? And if you haven't done this exercise, like I really recommend trying it because it really helps you like hone in on who you are when you're able to actually put a face to it instead of like creating a personality for this faceless thing. It really helps. Who would I'm curious to know, ladies, like off the top of your heads, who would your celebrity brand be?
Well, first off, I have to say, Kay, like Idris Elba is like my future baby daddy. Okay.
Yeah, he's
a national treasure. And he's a national treasure. Okay. It's just like amazing. But my brand, you know what? That's an interesting question. I've never related my brand to like a celebrity because I do me. And I feel like I don't really like I'm unique and there's nobody that I would want to emulate because I am so I love me. And that comes from I'm very spiritual and I've been raised to believe that I'm God's gift. God is my father and really looks out for me and has uniquely created me. So that comes down to like, I don't have to be a copy of anybody else. So I never thought about like turning my brand into a celebrity. So I would have to ask like, what do y'all think my brand would be as a celebrity, like from the outside looking in? Because I can't see it, y'all. I can't.
It wouldn't necessarily be being that celebrity, but it's just like, I don't know, I guess like working with branding, when you're working with clients and trying to like understand, like explain to them, we have to figure out your brand personality here. It's a great exercise to like do with a client because it's easier for them to connect the dots. But I love that you're just you. But you're not necessarily that person. Like Idris Elba is not a furniture store. that's right. What he was for that specific product, right? So because that's exactly what they wanted, right? So we were the ones that came up with that. And when we presented it to them, they were like, "Oh my God, it all makes so much sense now." So it's not necessarily emulating that person, but it's just kind of like if you were to say it was a person, who would it be? But I like the fact that it is you inside and out because you are a personality. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it's like pulling different essences and qualities, which is why I really like the exercise. So I kind of feel like a mix in between where you're both standing in this. Like I feel like I'm uniquely myself. But I feel like there also could be, which I don't know the exact person, I don't really know honestly, but I feel like there could be different essences and qualities that you could be pulling into a different brand, whether you're working on a project, whether you're talking about your personal brand or different things that maybe you see in that celebrity or in whoever. I resonate with a lot with, I don't know if anyone knows the YouTube channel Boho Beautiful. My favorite YouTuber for yoga videos, Pilates, meditations. I love her energy. And so I feel like I connect to her because I love how calming and self-aware, and there's just so much like calm confidence in that I feel like I connect to that a lot. And I feel like people connect to you and want to work with you because of who you are and who you uniquely are, how you show up online, what energy you bring and different things. So I think those are all essential qualities in your personal brand. Because I think a lot of times more than your experience, sometimes people want to work with you because you're you.
Yeah.
I think sorry, go ahead, Jazz.
I feel like in terms of like personnel, I don't know. I actually had to look up her name because I wasn't completely sure. Like, I don't know if you're aware of who our UN ambassador is. Her name, I got her
Enlighten
last
me,
name right.
Jazz. Enlighten me. I'm sure.
Yeah, I got her last name. Her name is Linda Thomas Greenfield. So she, especially with it being Black History Month, I was like, why not? But I like the idea of like, especially as a international education brand. I mean, for me, our big emphasis is in U.S. Department of Education. That's like our goal, in making our influence. But I feel like if I had to choose between that as like that, and then also as like a secondary field, is I love the idea of international relations, because that's really what I do anyway. I'm teaching people how to communicate with other people, but I do love, like, I don't know why, I'm very fascinated with diplomacy, because again, it is relationships. Like, and we live in a global society where, of course, like, we're traveling, we're living in other countries. Also, I think it's either in Spain or it's Portugal, where they actually approved a digital nomad visa. Like, you literally,
Portugal, I think.
like, you can literally have, yeah, you can have like a whole visa to go live somewhere else. Especially like if you look at what's going on in the news or politics, everything has to do with like international relations, import, export. If you're in a business that involves working with someone who has things that you need, it's unavoidable. So I feel like the way our brand personality is I think of it as like our brand is basically an ambassador. Like, we're literally a person that goes and helps people build relationships internationally. So,
Oh, your brand is a ambassador. Somebody type that into the chat. Your brand is a ambassador. Listen, as I'm listening to y'all ladies talk, especially you, Jazz, I'm thinking about my forever first lady, Michelle Obama. Somebody type Michelle Obama into the chat. Put some respect on her name. Listen, Michelle Obama that's who I would choose, because she's extremely ambitious. I read her books and I just resonate with her ambition to change the world and solve the world's problems. She's super confident. Y'all, I'm super confident, chilling with no makeup on, hair tied up in sweats, doesn't matter, okay? I'll jump on a sales call like that, doesn't matter. And also, she is the first African-American woman to hold the position of the First Lady here in the United States of America. And I am the first African-American woman to host the BB Circle Chats. So it's only right.
I love that. I agree. Emily also in the chat said, obviously Beyonce as well. So I think it would be a little mix of, you've got like the spiciness of Beyonce there, but you're also very, very Michelle Obama, right? And her 5 words are, I would say my 5 words are encouraging, enthusiastic, confident, determined, and authentic. And she can also see jazz as a diplomat being bringing different countries together and being at the forefront of awesome cultural exchange initiatives, which is super cool.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love that. I mean, we are going to manifest all of this. I can, yeah, you know what? Thank you, Emily. Beyonce with a little bit of Michelle, with a mix of Michelle Obama. So, you know, I like to say the sophistication, let's say the sophistication of Michelle Obama. And, you know, Beyonce can get a little ratchet, you know, she be twerking, stuff like that. So I'll do sophistiratchet. So let's just put those two words together. I'm claiming it now.
Together.
I can be both. I can exist as both. So let's go.
I don't see
I like
Beyonce
it.
as ratchet at all.
Beyonce?
Yeah, I don't think she's ratchet. I love Beyonce. I don't see her as ratchet though. Like, so I have to disagree with you there. I would say the sophistication and the fire. And because one thing about Beyonce is she is on it. Like when she goes to practice, it's 110%. It's got to be right every time. Like she makes sure that she's given her best at all times. And I see that in you too.
I'm
So
not
I
talking
do
about
agree with that.
oh, thank you, Kay. I'm not talking about 2000 Beyonce. I'm talking about 2019 Beyonce. I'm talking about if you read her lyrics and how she has really came into her own identity as you know, her daddy's you know, from Alabama, her mom's Louisiana, you know, she mixed everything with that hot sauce. Like, come on, like she really started coming back to her cultural roots and expressing it more in her music. And if you listen to her lyrics, she talks, man, that's gonna have to be like a circle chat after dark, okay, episode. I'm gonna be talking about breaking down Beyonce's lyrics and how
we'll put a poll out there.
And how it relates to business. And then we'll flip it and we'll talk about Michelle Obama and how it relates to business, because it's, yeah, there's a nice balance there.
I'm 100% in for that.
And then
I want in for that.
Throw in Taylor Swift because she's my favorite.
Taylor Swift, yes. She's all over the radio right now, talking about the anti-hero, and I just can't get that. I can't get Taylor Swift out of my head. I really can't.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to open up the chat again to see if there's any last minute questions that we can answer. If you are checking the replay out, drop your questions into the chat and we will get to them for you. We are nearing the end of the circle chats, which is so sad. I could talk with y'all all night. Y'all know that. I love y'all. But you know, we really just want to hone in and focus on the theme for the BB Collective this month of February, which is lead. And also make sure that y'all DM us, you know, because we are here for y'all. This is a community of like-minded women who have online businesses who just get each other. That is the main reason that I joined the collective last year in February. And it's only been up from there. And I really, really encourage you today that if you are feeling like it's time for you to have that support network, that supportive network of people who just get you, join the collective. And we want to see y'all in there. We want to chat with y'all. We want to continue these conversations, you know? So, you know, pull up, okay?
Also, if you guys have questions, like we want to hear them. Send them to us send them in our DMs, put them on this video. There's also a replay up on YouTube. So if you're catching this up on YouTube, throw it in the comments. I go in there and I chat. And we're always going to answer your questions because we're all business owners out here just trying to make it. And we would love to answer them. There's no such thing as a stupid question.
That's right. That's right. So I want y'all to get ready to take action. We are going to be providing y'all with links that are going to be attached to this video so that you can claim your 2 free gifts. So the first gift that we want to give to you today is a free 2-week trial to the BB Collective. So all you have to do is click on the link, so that you can launch your amazing membership, okay? And when you come in there, there is a welcome group. Drop your name, where you're checking in from, what type of business you have. You know, we're here to be a support system for you. So make sure that you do that. That should be the first thing that you do after you sign up, okay? The second thing that you need to do is you got to access Jazz's planner, okay? So it's a language learning planner. It is amazing. She gave us a sneak peek of it on Monday. And listen, I'm going to say it's priceless. If I had to put a price on it, I would say it's $47. Okay. But y'all are getting it for free.
It's a big freebie.
Yes.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
really
pages and pages.
It is amazing. You will not be disappointed. So definitely make sure that you access your free 2-week BB Collective membership and also access Jazz's amazing freebie, which is a language learner guide. It's a planning guide, okay? And with that being said, we are going to be closing the circle chats for, you know, this. We're going to be ending this amazing discussion, y'all. I want to remind y'all to join us. This is an 8-part live web series, okay? If you can't come live, you can always catch the replay on YouTube, just like Kay was saying. You know, we're going to be discussing the inside scoop every single week, just like we did today, about how we run and grow our online businesses. So it's every Thursday from 2:30 p.m. PT, 5:30 p.m. ET, okay? And show up, show out. And if we will catch you inside the community Facebook group here on YouTube and also in our favorite place, the collective, okay? With that being said, I want to give a huge thank you to Shay and Cassie for providing me, Kay, Julia, and Jazz with this amazing opportunity to host the Circle Chats. We are so grateful and we love you so much. And my co-hosts, we are going to sign off for the night.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for tuning
Post your
in.
questions.
Thank you.
We
Yeah,
wanna
ask
hear 'em.
questions.
See you next week. We
We'll
love
see
you.
next week.
All right.